4 to 6 p.m. with CRF Roofing and Restoration. We've got a new event coming to town. This one is pretty exciting. We just announced this early this morning. On September the 29th and 30th, it is a 2-day training on QuickBooks. So we've had a lot of inquiries, and we were able to land Penny Tracker coming in and talking about the QuickBooks platform that is for young entrepreneurs, small businesses, for-profit businesses. That training will be 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. both days. Again, that is a 2-day event, and it will be held at Greensburg City Hall in the multi-purpose room. That is located at 314 West Washington Street. Again, that's September the 29th and 30th. You can find that on all of our social media as well as on our website. Go to greensburgchamber.com/events. The event list, if you pull that down, you'll find all of the upcoming events for not only the chamber, but our chamber members as well. Again, that's September the 29th and 30th. You're not going to want to miss out. The best, from what I understand, the best QuickBook training out there. So again, that's 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. It is free. I forget what that value is. I think it's like a $999 value for those 2 days, and you're going to get it completely free. So go online, go through their forms that you have to fill out to get registered. We're super excited and blessed to be able to bring that to Decatur County. Another ribbon cutting that we have not yet announced on our social media, so you're getting the first glance at it on October the 9th. We're going to cut a red ribbon for Cypress Photography. This is a member that has been with us for a little bit, and she is opening a brand new brick and mortar studio right out of the garage of their home. So more information to come on that, but go ahead and mark your calendar for October the 9th at 12 o'clock. Again, that ribbon cutting is for Cypress Photography Studio. And as you have your calendars out, you need to save the date for November the 14th. That is Friday, November the 14th. We are announcing that will be the date of our annual dinner and Cash Bash fundraiser. If you have not been able to attend that in the past, you'll definitely want to not miss out on that this year. We have got, over 200 that will be in the room with us. A full meal, bar service. We're going to give out a lot of awards. That is where we will talk about the upcoming changes for our board of directors, and we're going to have a great evening with that Cash Bash fundraiser. So again, save the date for November the 14th. This year's event will be held at Into the Woods, one of our chamber members, our newest event venue chamber members. So we're super excited to showcase that venue and let the community see what Wendy Bowman and her family has to offer out there. Absolutely gorgeous setting. So we're excited to go out there and head out there on November the 14th. Again, I have in studio with us today Bonnie Sample, Tree City Stitches. Hi, and welcome to Community Connections.
Hi, Dawn. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I looked back in your membership profile. I don't know if you know this, but you have been a member of the Chamber since 2011. 2011. And then it got me thinking, I wonder who our longest active chamber member is. And so that is for another time. I'm gonna do that and look that reporting up for another time. But a chamber member since 2011. Thank you so much for being a member of the chamber and the participation that you have in our community.
Sure. Thanks.
So talk a little bit, let's go back to before 2011. How long have you been in business?
We've been in business. Actually, Tree City Stitches opened its doors April 15th, 2011.
Look at that. Mm-hmm. We opened with you right there. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Soon to be 15 years.
Okay. I saw that in some notes that you were getting ready to celebrate your 15th anniversary. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything planned for that?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
We celebrated our 10th, and so I'm trying to think of some different things to do and make it a special time.
So take me back to that time. What was your dream? What was your, what were you envisioning Tree City Stitches would be?
Honestly and truthfully, you start a small business, you don't know what's going to happen. But I definitely was there every day that our hours told us we were going to be there. I didn't want to not be there when somebody came. Of course, in the beginning, you're not very busy. So, but I had a sewing machine there, so I could sew while I was there waiting for our
nice.
customers to come.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and things have changed a little since 2011.
Yes.
Yeah, so talk about what that for people who have not come through the doors, walked through the doors, what could they expect to see?
Well, in 2011, I know we struggled to make the building look like it even had any merchandise in it because we started out very small. Well, that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, you are packed.
We've got every nook and cranny of our lovely old building filled.
It's absolutely gorgeous, though.
Still plenty of room to move around, but yeah,
Sure.
we utilize the whole building. So
Yeah.
we have, I don't know how many bolts of fabric, and we have lots of notions, lots of just everything a quilter and a sewer would pretty much want.
And I think even like you could throw the word crafter in there.
I'm trying to pull in a few more. I just wish I had a bigger space, but I love my building, so
Yeah.
you know, I have to keep it within its boundaries. So
Yeah, I was thinking about, we were in there a few months ago, and I think I was standing by the rack of novelty buttons, and I just thought, oh, these would be so cute in a scrapbook. So, I was thinking about those scrapbookers that like to put all that extra bling and zing on their pages, and I thought, oh, this would be such a cute place to come and find, something that's a little out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Or even those, and I don't know what they're called, but just the sample pieces, the bolts of, or not the bolts, the packages of like small pieces of fabric, would be great for accent
They have what's
pieces.
called pre-cuts nowadays.
Okay. Yep.
So, and we sell a lot of those, and I for one just love them because you get a little taste of all the fabric in the line without having to buy a whole bunch of yardage.
Yep.
So,
That would be great for a scrapbooker too, who just needs little pieces for accents. And
Back to that button rack. That button rack came from Craft and Occasions when they retired and closed their doors. And I just love that I have it.
Yeah.
And we also have their display of DMC floss.
Okay.
So I've got that all filled up, and we try to keep it filled. So I think a lot of people don't realize we carry the DMC floss now, but we have the full assortment of DMC floss.
And this is what? Tell me what DMC floss is.
It's thread that you like embroider with or cross stitch with. It's not like It's not like a thread for a machine or anything. It's handwork. It's handwork thread.
Okay. So I went straight to dentistry. When you said floss, that's where my brain went.
Yeah. I don't think about that. I just throw these words around and think everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, so you've been in business since 2011. You're getting ready to celebrate your 15th anniversary. Talk a little bit about the team that is in there.
Well, I have the best team. And I will say, they don't work for me, they work with me. I mean, I'm right there with them. I do everything and anything they do, and I am so blessed with the girls I have. There's Bev, which is my sister. Charlotte, she's been with me for quite some time. She started out as a customer. I have Marcy and Kim, which they're our sisters, and they're phenomenal. I have Susan, which helps us kind of part-time, and then Greta has been a great addition, and then we have Dana and Beth. So
goodness,
we just all work together. I like to keep a variety because none of them want to work a lot of hours.
Sure.
They're so-called retired, but they work 1 or 2 days a week.
Yeah.
So it helps that I have have that many so that I have options. Because lots of times I'm not there. I go to vend at different occasions. So I trust them, and they're just the greatest. So yeah, that's a big part of what makes Tree City Stitches what it is.
I love that. I love that. Quilting, sewing is maybe a little bit different than what it used to look like 50, 60 years ago.
Yes.
But you have found ways to reignite that fire for people and to keep them extremely active. Things like you've got clubs and you do events. Talk a little bit about 1 or 2 of those.
Well, we have a monthly, what we call our birthday club. And we've been doing that, I think, since 2011 too. It's been in several different locations because inside the shop, we don't have the room right in the shop to have the amount of people. So our home now is at the adult center here in town.
Okay.
So on the third Saturday of each month, every once in a while that has to change, but on the third Saturday of each month we meet at the adult center, and anybody's welcome. We just call it the birthday club because I don't know, that's just how it started out. That's what it's
okay.
Some people think they can't come unless it's their birthday month, but that's not so. You can come anytime you want. We have a little something special for you if it's your birthday month. But we are having close to 50 people come each Saturday now. We started out smaller, of course, but it's been pretty consistent between like 45 and 55 people. And we have a brunch.
That's incredible.
I use the initials of their last names and assign certain initials to bring brunch each month. So, you never know what you're going to have, but it's always delicious.
Yeah.
And the adult center is just the perfect place. It's got the big room and nice tables and chairs, and we just have enjoyed having it there it's just great.
Yeah.
But that's
a great
something we do
collaboration.
monthly. Yeah.
Yeah. And what time is that on that third Saturday?
Well, it technically is supposed to start at 9.
Okay.
I will say we have most people now that are coming around 8:30 or so, which is fine.
They're excited. They're eager.
and they bring and the food starts getting there about 8:30 usually, and dwindles in all the way up to 9. But so sometimes you go and get some of the food, and then I'll announce something else has come in, and then you can come back up and get something else. But we have a really good time, and then after it's all over, we just have a short meeting. We do a show and tell, and then they all come over to the shop, and I offer something different each month as a special for them for only them.
Only them. Okay. Okay. I love that idea, and that's amazing that you're having 45 to 50 on a monthly basis.
And we have a lot of locals, but we have a lot that come from Seymour,
I was
Columbus.
just going to ask that.
Some even come from up around Greenfield, Franklin. It's amazing.
A huge
it's
regional
amazing.
draw. That's
yes,
awesome.
Yes, it's amazing.
That is awesome. There are a couple of other events that I've seen you advertise. Tell me about the All Indiana Shop Hop.
Well, Indiana joined this for the first time this year. It happened in May and June, 2 months worth of shop hopping all over the state of Indiana. There were 53 shops involved, and you had 2 months to do it in. You had a magazine in the magazine we had all the shops listed, and you came by and got stamped that you came there, and we had 1,442 people through in those 2 months.
What? That is incredible.
And of course, like always, all of us girls, if people ask where they can eat, we always tell them anywhere on the square. We list all the places, and then we also sometimes send them, to different places. But the majority of them want to eat right there on the square.
Sure, within walking distance.
And then we always talk about our great antique shops and things on the square. So we try to send everybody, if we can, to do some more shopping and eating on the square.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to the building. I am just floored, first of all, by the amount of traffic, the foot traffic that you're talking about. 40 to 50 on every third Saturday, over 1,400 in 2 months walking through your doors. That is incredible. Definitely a tourist attraction for Greensburg and Decatur County. So I think that's to be noted. I think that that's incredible. Talk a little bit about, for those who haven't visited the shop, what can they expect to see? You've got a front door, a front facade that faces...
And by the way, that front door wore out somewhere in the last 15 years, and we had to have a new one put in, being open and closed so many times.
I love it. But you've also got a unique access point in the back as well. So talk a little bit about that.
Greensburg has a parking lot back behind us, and then we're blessed to have a back entrance. So you don't, Main Street stays so busy that we try to tell all our customers if they want to park in the back, to park in the back, because they don't have to cross that busy street, and a little bit more parking back there. Yeah. And we have a nice little courtyard that you walk through when you come up our back entrance.
It is so cute. that
We try to
courtyard
keep it
is-
looking as good as we can.
It really it's kind of like a hidden gem.
We've
If
had people
have
come and
not-
take pictures there.
Yeah.
They ask if they can take pictures
nice,
there.
nice. Yeah, if people have not been in that city parking lot on the backside of that South Side business district, you definitely need to do that and just walk those buildings.
Because Painting the Town has
Yep.
a very nice back entrance, and she's got it
Yeah.
all decorated real nice. And then, of course, you get a look at the alley that they've redone. What is it? I can't.
Alley 1822.
1822.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's all can be seen very good from the back.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So a front door entrance and a back door entrance there on the south side of the downtown district. Talk a little bit about, you were talking about collaborations. You're talking about being with the adult center. There is another business that has recently opened in Decatur County, in Greensburg, and I think it's actually in the county. Tree City Craft Retreats. So you're not officially a part of that, but
No.
talk a little bit about what that's done for your business.
Well, of course, the craft retreat can house up to 8 ladies or gentlemen. It wouldn't matter, and they come there and spend 3-4 days, and they do their craft. They either quilt, they sew, they scrapbook, they knit. They had a group there here not too long ago that was hand sewers, so that was nice. But with that, if you visit us at Tree City Stitches when you're staying out there, we do a 10% discount. And the owners of the Tree City Craft Retreats, we have become close friends, and I love to advertise for her and get the word out that she's opened this new spot here in Greensburg, because she has their very first craft retreat is near Oldenburg, and it's called Hickory Road Inn.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
if anybody's looking for a retreat center, those 2 places are really, really nice.
And it's very common for those crafters to spend a weekend, but yet visit you in the meantime.
Even
while they're on
from
their
coming
stay.
from Oldenburg, they usually all come over, and
Very
we
nice.
also give them a 10% discount too.
Very
so.
nice. I think that is such a great collaboration. We're seeing a lot more of that. If you'll kind of look at the landscape of the businesses and watch their social media, they'll talk about other businesses that they are partnering with or supporting. And, we can't talk about that enough. Like, I think that is just such a great attitude of giveness. And, a lot of times that will come back full circle. So, the more that we can lift up and support the others, that just benefits our community as a
Yes,
whole. So
yes.
thank you for supporting the Blacks and that
Yes.
Tree City Craft Retreats and Hickory Road Inn as well. Both who are chamber members as well. So that's fun that we get to help advertise and market for everyone.
And we've actually went and stayed at both places, so we know firsthand what they're like. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You've also got a collaboration, if I'm not mistaken, with the Hampton Inn.
Yes.
So what is going on out there?
Well, we have 2 retreats out there a year.
Okay.
Previously, we had them down at the Baptist Youth Camp, but we kind of outgrew that space, and we moved to the Hampton Inn. But we've been having the retreats almost 15 years. I don't think we started in 2011, but maybe 2012. But I'm not able to advertise them because I'm usually full. When one's over, everybody else has put their name on their list for the next one. So that's why you don't hear much advertising about this, because I have like waiting
Interesting.
lists. But I started out doing 4 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I like to keep it at about 30 people. At one time I had 35, and that was just too much. We couldn't get, it was just a little too crowded.
Okay.
So I try to keep it at 30. Well, I had so many people wanting to get in, I decided to do a back-to-back. So we actually start on Thursday, and the first group comes in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They leave. I leave things set up and just kind of redo it. And then on Monday, another group comes in and stays Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And the ones that are out of town will stay at the Hampton Inn. And then we have several locals that they'll sometimes go home in the evening.
So these are all-day crafting sessions, and then most of them are overnighting there.
Yes. Yes.
That is
Yes.
incredible. That is great. And what time of year is that happening?
We have a spring and a fall. So normally it happens in March in the spring and normally in October in the fall. Not set dates. We kind of have to think about what we have going on and what the Hampton Inn has going on.
Sure.
And so, yeah.
Very, very cool. And, I think it just speaks for the entrepreneurship. Like you are exuding the word entrepreneur right now. You talk about someone who came in, started a business from scratch, built it from the ground up, and you're hosting these regional events that are booked out over the course of a couple of years. That's incredible, Bonnie.
I love what I do. I love it.
Well, others do too.
I love being there for people. I love, and even obviously we can't carry everything, but if it's something I can order and I don't have to order like 24 of them, or if I do have to order 24 and it's something I could sell, I'm very open to ordering things for people that I can't carry if it's something I can get.
Yeah. Let's talk about big box stores and what that looks like for your small business. You are a small business located in the heart of downtown Greensburg. You don't have any other subsidiaries, but there are big box stores that definitely affect what you do. We had one just recently close. Joanne Fabrics went out of business, and I know I emailed you and said, hey, are you aware that this is happening? Because I thought that might affect you a little bit. Talk a little bit about that, and did it affect you?
Well, I can't really tell that it's affected us much. I believe we have had a little bit more foot traffic, just people that hadn't been in because they did utilize Joann's, and so they've been coming in to see what we have. If it's something that they could find what they need there. So we've been trying to, like I said, get the word out that if you don't see it there, chances are I could order it for you. But, we kind of all hate that Joann's closed because they offered something that obviously I can't carry it all. I wish I could. I have picked up a few items that I didn't carry before, a few more crafty items maybe than what I didn't carry before. But, I think people are, I don't think a lot of people even knows that quilt shops really exist, like as many that do, because like 53 of them were in that All Indiana Shop Hop.
Yeah.
So, and we all carry something different. And you also, when you go in a quilt shop, you also get great customer service. We'll walk around with you until you find what you want. If you want our help, some people want our help, some people don't, and that's fine too. But we just go above and beyond to help our customers and make them feel like they had a good experience at the shop.
And I think that's the benefit of being a small town business. While you are a large business in Greensburg, in Decatur County, that small town feel of the fact that you're willing to specialty order things. A bigger box store is not going to have that. They're not going to be able to do that like you can. So, I think that speaks volumes and just giving the customer what they want and just helping as much as you can.
We'll even have people sometimes, they'll bring a pattern in and they'll say, will you kit this up for me? And, they'll leave it with me. And I go through and find fabrics that I think they might like with it. And then they okay it, and then we'll cut a kit for them because some people just like the idea of kits because they don't have to think and they don't have to try to match.
Right.
Some people don't feel that they're good at matching, but I think sometimes then they realize they're better than what they thought.
They surprise themselves.
We'll help in any way we can if it's at all possible.
What about someone who has never sewed before and might want to start or learn? What would you recommend?
Well, we do have classes. We don't have a beginning quilting class. We used to some. I wish I could. I don't have that much access to instructors for the beginning quilting class, but we do as much as we can. We tell them, if they're going to start a project, we're always there if they need help. They can bring it in. We'll try to help them through it. And we'll try to find an easy pattern for them or something easy to do to start with to get them going.
Sure.
And then sometimes those pre-cuts we talked about earlier, sometimes those just being cut already helps people to get started.
Just launch, yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that the cutting part intimidates them, because you no longer cut with scissors. You cut with a rotary cutter and a mat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
good
at
to know.
least
Yeah.
almost everybody does. I'm
Gotcha.
sure there's some people that cut with scissors, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I was introduced to quilting when the rotary cutter had already been introduced.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. And as we kind of wrap up here, we're almost out of time already. I cannot believe it. This has flown by. Talk a little bit about your involvement in the community. So I think you have donated some items in the past.
When we have a lot of quilt samples that we have to hang up samples in order to sell what we have so people can see. And if one of the girls hasn't made it and I've made it, we have lots of quilts that need homes. So I donate to several different, almost anybody locally that comes in and they're having some kind of a fundraiser for a loved one, or some good proceed, I'll give them a quilt or two and donate it to their like silent auction or raffle or whatever.
Sure.
And then we also donate a lot out to the animal shelter. I like to do that as much as I can.
Very nice.
But
Very
yes,
nice.
we give quilts at the fair time to the Right to Life group, a couple baby quilts, and they
Very
give them
nice.
away out there. And
I'm sure that is immensely appreciated. So thank you for being a part of the community, for just being a great business owner with foresight and insight, and thinking about what the customer wants, and being an attraction for Greensburg and Decatur County. Your numbers are absolutely incredible.
yeah, we have many local shoppers, but we also have many out-of-town shoppers.
Yeah, that's awesome. To be commended. So 15 years Tree City Stitches has been in Greensburg, Indiana. We want to welcome and congratulate Bonnie Sample, along with the rest of her crew, Bev, Charlotte, Marcy, Kim, Susan, Greta, Dana, Beth. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I tried to write them all down
Yeah,
while
I
you
don't
were
think you missed anybody.
listing everybody.
Sometimes I have to stop and think, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When they ask me to
That's
name them,
quite
I'm
a
going,
team.
oh my.
yeah, that's an awesome team. Well, you've got an A team, and
Sure
you're
do.
doing an absolutely stellar job in the downtown district. So congratulations to you on 15
you.
years.
Thank
We're
you.
looking forward to many more of those. If you are interested in one of her events, she talked about several today, definitely reach out to Bonnie. Bonnie, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, the shop telephone number is 812-222-0920.
0920. Okay, got that.
And we're located on the south side of the square, 125 East Main. We have a website, tcstitches.com, and we have a Facebook page that's where I do a lot of advertising on Facebook, because it's so easy to put pictures out there. So if you've not liked us on Facebook or followed us, you might want to do that. But reach out to us in any way you can.
I love that. We're going to let that music take us out. So with that, this has been Community
Sorry about
Connections and Bonnie Sample of Tree City Stitches. That was exactly well played. Perfect timing. So thank you again. We'll be back. Community Connections is on the first and third Wednesdays of the month. If your business or organization is interested in being a guest on Community Connections, give me a call. That number is 812-663-2832. Thanks so much, and have a great rest of your Wednesday.